it going, everybody? So today I'm going to be bringing you my 4K and Blu-ray collection update for you guys for the months of September and October. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you enjoy this video and you go check out my other videos that I have up on the channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for continuing to watch my stuff. If you watched last month's collection update for for July and August, that was my first time combining 2 months. I go over why I'm doing it. It's just I haven't been picking up as much stuff to cover in 1 month, so I'm combining the months. But for the month of November that we're in now, I should have enough to cover that whole entire month. Same with hopefully Christmas, just because of Black Friday and then Christmas. But if not, I'll just keep combining the two. But let's just dive right into this. So, starting with September, all the movies that I picked up in September. Starting with, of course, the one movie that I actually did unbox, because I've been slipping because I've been busy with school and shit, was Aladdin on 4K. Now, I talked a little bit about this in my unboxing video for it, but I really fucking enjoyed this movie. I love Will Smith as the genie. I love everything about it. And honestly, this is probably my favorite live-action Disney movie that I've seen. Yeah, I love it. I kind of hope that they make the sequels too. If they do live-action sequels to this. Hope that they kind of make that. But really good. Looks great on 4K. Really good movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely worth watching. But that's Aladdin here on 4K. Then, of course, continuing on with September, I picked up XMen Dark Phoenix on 4K. I'm one of the few people that actually enjoy this movie. I don't really see why there's so much hate for it. I know there is, but I don't quite understand it because I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed all of the new X-Men films that they've put out with, Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy. I've loved this whole entire series, and, this was a good one to end it on. I felt like this kind of led up to the original trilogy in a way as best as it could, and yeah, I don't really have that many complaints about this movie. I enjoyed it. I like that this is how they wrapped up. Would I have liked to see them continue on with this X-Men? Yes, because I love the cast for it, but because Disney is, rebooting X-Men and into the MCU, I understand that this has to be the last one, but it looks great on 4K, and yeah, give it a watch if you haven't. Don't listen to all the haters, because I know a couple people that liked it, and then majority of the people I know didn't. So, really, it's one of those movies you're going to have to see for yourself. But that's X-Men Dark Phoenix. There's actually a lot of movies that I picked up this month that a lot of people probably didn't like, because they're either sequels or reboots or live-action versions. Like, the next one is the newest Child's Play movie. Now, I have a review for this because I did see this one in theaters, so I'm not really going to go into much detail about it, but I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed the new take on it, so yeah, rewatched this one during Halloween, October, so really, still a really good movie. I still really did enjoy it. Mark Hamill's Chucky is fucking fantastic. But yeah, that's Child's Play. Go watch my review if you want to hear all my thoughts and opinions. Next up, we have the 2008 or 2007 Rainbow movie. It's 2008 Rainbow movie, just called Rainbow. Now, I did binge watch all the Rainbows before the newest one. I didn't review the newest one, but honestly, this one and the first one and the newest one are my favorite Rainbows. 2 and 3 are alright, but I really did enjoy this one. I enjoyed the take that they took on the character. The first one, of course, is classic. This one's probably the best sequel to the Rainbow series, and then, of course, the newest one, which got hate on it, but for some reason, I still really enjoyed it. I love the take that they took on it, but yeah, Rainbow 2008 version on 4K. Looks good on 4K. Next is probably one of my favorite movies of this year. And I know there's a shit ton of other, versions of this film out with different packaging, so many different fucking still books. It's fucking insane on how they've done this, with this release of this movie. But that is John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Really enjoyed this film. I can't remember if I reviewed it up on my channel when it came out in theaters. I think I did, but I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, just look at that fucking awesome steelbook. This is the Best Buy one for the 4K. To me, this is probably still the best artwork that they've had for a steelbook, but the Target steelbook is really fucking close to me. The Walmart one that they have now, it's alright, but this and the Target one I've liked the most. But yeah, John Wick Chapter 3 looks fucking fantastic on 4K. This is probably the best looking 4K that I've seen yet, to be honest. But that's John Wick here, Chapter 3. And then we have the movie Breakthrough, which I have yet to see. Actually, my parents picked this up, and when I went back home, you know, I brought it down here because they bought it for me, technically. They just picked it up, and yeah, that's Breakthrough. I haven't had a chance to watch this one. I wanted to see this one in theaters just because of the cast, and, you know, really that's it, just the cast. It's not really so much the premise, just the cast. I want to see the cast in it because it's got a bunch of actors in it that I would have never thought that would be in a movie like this. But yeah, that's Breakthrough. Let me know if it's any good. So that does it for the normal releases that I picked up. Now we're going to get into the Dollar Tree pickups that I picked up in the month of September, which there's a good bit, as you can see. Starting with the DVDs, because, you know, Dollar Tree brings out their dollar movies every now and again, and they release them in the month of September, so this is my stack. First up is the movie Mayhem with Stephen Yeun, who played Glenn on The Walking Dead. Haven't seen this one. Always wanted to see it. Always wanted to get on 4K. Still want to get on 4K. I figured for $1, might as well check it out, see if it's any good on DVD. But yeah, that's Mayhem. Next is another movie I really wanted to watch, but it never came to my theater. And I've never seen it on any streaming platforms except for after I bought it, and that is 10 by 10 with Luke Evans. This is supposed to be like a psychological thriller with like a girl in a 10 by 10 room, I think, if I remember right from the trailer. I just remember really wanting to watch it, and for $1 for the DVD, you can't go wrong to check it out. So yeah, that's 10 by 10. Next is another movie I always wanted to watch. The Blu-ray is super fucking expensive, and I've only ever seen it, the DVD at Walmart, and it was like $10-15, and I've never seen the Blu-ray except for online. But for $1, I figured, like I said, might as well check it out before the Blu-ray, and that is Who Are We Now with Zachary Quinto and Emma Roberts and Jason Biggs. Really a good, decent cast in this. The synopsis sounded interesting, and I always wanted to watch it, so yeah. Who Are We Now? That's on DVD. Next is Inherent Vice with Joaquin Phoenix and Owen Wilson and Reese Witherspoon and so many other fucking actors. I remember when this came out, I wanted to watch it. Never got a chance to see it. But, you know, I had to pick it up. As much as I would like to have the Blu-ray of this, which I feel like I will get all in due time. But, yeah, definitely want to check this out, and I always love this cover artwork and the poster, what this is. I love the color scheme on it. So yeah, Inherent Vice. Hopefully it's a good film. And next is a movie that I've never seen, starring Robert Pattinson and Joel Edgerton, and that is Life. Which I think this is the second movie Robert Pattinson's been in called Life, because he's in a movie called Life, and if I'm not mistaken, I had it in last month's collection update. I'm slipping on the name if it's actually called Life. But yeah, I think that this is the second one that he's been in. The first one was a sci-fi movie. But, you know, never heard of this one, so I had to check it out, especially for the cast, because it has Robert Pattinson, Dane DeHaan, Joel Edgerton, and Ben Kingsley in it. So really a, all-star cast. But that does it for all the DVDs from the Dollar Tree. Next, we're going to move on to the Blu-rays, which is a good bit. First up, we have a movie I've never heard of, and that is The Power of Few. I'm going to try to rapidly speed through this. Never seen this one, had to pick it up just by the cast. Majority is just by the cast or the synopsis, so I picked it up. Next is a movie called Traitors. that I'd never heard of, but you know, Dollar Tree Blu-ray, and it has John Bradley in it, who played Sam. Is that his name from Game of Thrones? John's friend. So yeah. And plus that picture right there really enticed me. You know, him dragging the body with the chain. I don't know why, that's just enticed me and made me want to get it. But that's Traders. Next, I actually have watched this one. I gotta finish the series, but it is Red vs. Blue here on season 10 on Blu-ray. I'd seen the DVD in Dollar Trees and I kept holding out, and then I came across the Blu-ray, so I had to pick it up. Never seen Red vs. Blue season in Dollar Tree before, so yeah, and season 10 is actually a really good season. I gotta finish up this trilogy because it starts off the Course trilogy, which is seasons 10, 11, and no, the Course. This is still about the freelancers, right? Yeah, because Course is 11, 12, and 13, because I'm on 13. I haven't finished the Course trilogy. Anyways, really good show if you haven't watched this one. If you're a fan of Halo, definitely check it out. It's fun. It's a really good storyline too, and it's very creative. So that's Red vs. Blue, season 10. Next is a movie called The Family with Robert De Niro and Tommy Lee Jones. I remember watching this one and not really caring for it. But for $1, I kind of wanted to rewatch it and see, you know, if my opinion has changed on it over the years. So yeah, The Family here on Blu-ray. Next, we have a movie with Samuel L. Jackson, and that is The Samaritan. Never heard of this movie, but it's got Samuel L. Jackson, and the pictures kind of enticed me on the back. So, yeah, figured why the fuck not. So, that's The Samaritan. Next, honestly, I can't remember if I own this one. I'm not home to check all my Blu-rays, because I didn't bring all the Blu-rays, obviously, because that would be really a lot of fucking Blu-rays to bring. And I don't really have that much room in my apartment for all of them. But that is Pierce Brosnan and IT. If you remember me picking this up in any of my collection updates, let me know down in the comments. And, you know, I might try to figure out a way to do a giveaway for this. Or the other copy. I haven't watched either one of them. But I'm pretty sure I don't own this one. But either way, that's IT. For $1, I was willing to take the risk. Next is another movie put out by RLJ. Majority of these are put out by RLJ, which I love this company. It and A24 put out a lot of like indie films type deals. You know, they put out the movie Mayhem, and they put out Cell Block, Brawl and Cell Block 99, which is one of the first movies I saw by them, which made me, you know, really start to pay attention to the type of films that they've put out and they are putting out. But this one is called Evidence. And then the tagline is "Murder is an art," which, you know, is really interesting because murder is technically kind of an art. But yeah, that's Evidence. Still haven't watched really any of these. And last but not least for the Dollar Tree pickups is Kickboxer Vengeance. Only reason I picked this up is because Dave Bautista's in it. That's really it. So yeah, and it was put out by RLJ. But yeah, let me know if any of these are good. Did I waste my money on any of these? Have you seen any of these? But that does it for all of the movies in September. Let's dive into the ones that I did in October, which is actually a decent amount. But first, we're going to show off the video games that I picked up. First being the newest God of War. I got this from GameStop. My controller was acting up, so I traded in my one PS4 controller. Got some money for it, and this was on sale for the pre-owned. It's like less than $20, so I had to pick it up. And luckily, I got the standard case on top of also the steelbook from GameStop, because the dude was nice enough to let me have both of them. So yeah, I have yet to play God of War, or at least this God of War. Still need to beat 3 before I can play this one, but my brother says it's really fucking good, and, you know, it won Game of the Year, so I had to pick it up while it was, you know, I had that extra cash to GameStop, and I just wanted it. But that's God of War right there. Next, of course, I had to pick up the newest Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I am currently still playing this one. I am enjoying this Call of Duty. This is by far one of the best Call of Duties in so many fucking years. The campaign so far that I have played is fucking phenomenal. It looks like I'm playing a fucking watching a war film. The multiplayer is actually a lot of fun. I personally am not a multiplayer fan, but I am really enjoying multiplayer. And this Spec Ops or Special Ops, I haven't made it to Special Ops because I hear that it's like a continuation after the campaign. So I am holding off on doing that till I beat the campaign, which I have some time that I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow. But yeah, definitely had to pick that up, day one. So that does it for the video games. Let's get back to the movies. So, of course, we're gonna start off with the ones I did unboxings of. You can go check these out on my channel for this month. And first up, we have the movie Midsommar. I talked a little bit about it in my unboxing, but I did see this one in theaters. I did enjoy this one. It's really fucking out there. It's really weird. The pacing of it is slow, but like it's so well acted, so well shot, directed. It's just, I love it. If you're not a fan of like Hereditary or like slow paced horror, like indie horror films or like really batshit crazy films, you probably want to enjoy this one. I am looking forward to getting a chance to watch the director's cut as soon as it gets done on being an exclusive on Apple TV. But yeah, Midsommar here on Blu-ray. Haven't got a chance to revisit it, but I'm hoping with the director's cut they will put out a 4K of it. But regardless, I do have the stereo Blu-ray. And next up is the latest film from one of my favorite directors, and honestly one of my favorite musician that I like, and that is Rob Zombie's newest film, 3 from Hell. This is the trilogy in his Firefly, trilogy. I mean, the third one in the Firefly trilogy. If you don't know what the Firefly trilogy is, it's House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and then 3 from Hell. I saw a double feature of this in the theaters. First Devil's Reject, then this during the 3-day Fathom event deal. Had to go to like 5 different Walmarts just to find this because Best Buy didn't have it. All the other Walmarts didn't have this out. Finally, the last one I went to, like the 4th or 5th one, they had, all the different versions, 4K, their exclusive Blu-ray that came with a t-shirt, and then the standard Blu-ray and the DVD. I went with the 4K just because I want it on 4K. I do want that version that comes with the t-shirt. I'm hoping on Black Friday they'll have it really cheap, and I can get that, version of it too. But really good film. I am curious that, I would love for Rob Zombie to release the original script because for those of you who are fans of this series, you know that, Sid Haig passed away a couple weeks after this movie released. Apparently Rob Zombie rewrote this script 10 different times, writing out Captain Spaulding less and less into the film. So I would like to see the original script, maybe if he would, release it in a book or something of, all the scenes that Captain Spaulding would have been in this film. But regardless, really good film. Had to pick it up. That's 3 from Hell in 4K. Gonna try to speed run through these real fast just because I'm running out of memory on my, phone. So really want to get through these. Next, we have Zombieland on 4K. Love this film. One of my favorites, horror comedies. Saw the second one, loved the second one. I have a review for it on the channel. Go check it out. I've seen it twice now, going to see it probably a 3rd time eventually, sometime soon. But yeah, Zombieland on 4K, had to pick it up, looks great on 4K. Next, we have Spider-Man Far From Home on 4K with this really awesome looking slipcover. Glad to hear that Spider-Man is back in the MCU. Also curious to see if Sony is going to do this whole deal about the Spider-Verse with all 3 different actors who's played Spider-Man showing up together. The one thing I didn't like about this slipcover is the whole PG-13 at the bottom. I still think that's stupid, but the back is really cool. Really nice release. Looks good on 4K, but that's Spider-Man Far From Home. Next is the new Best Buy, I don't know if they've ever had one, but the Best Buy exclusive steelbook for The Exorcist, the original one. Really nice artwork, really like this steelbook. Had to pick it up for $13. You got a nice little picture right there. Just really nice steelbook. Classic horror film. Yeah, if your Best Buy has this, it should be like $12.99. Definitely worth picking up, and it is the extended director's cut. So, yeah, really nice steelbook, The Exorcist right there. Next, we have the movie Lights Out. This month, October obviously had to be a lot of horror movies, is what I mainly picked up. But Lights Out, I had never seen until I watched it this past month after I got it. I enjoyed this one. Is it the best film? No, it is not the best film. But I still enjoyed it. I like the premise of it. I like the way it was shot, especially when they have the black light in that scene. But really interesting, concept, really well shot. Decent horror film, or jump scare horror film. But that's Lights Out. If you like the Conjuring movies, you'll probably like this one, even though this isn't based off of a true event like the Conjurings are. But yeah, that's Lights Out. Speaking of the Conjuring movies, next we have the latest spin-off movie, and that is Annabelle Comes Home. I saw this one in theaters. I've rewatched it since I picked it up. I really enjoy this one. I picked up Annabelle 1 in the last collection update I showed it off. I finally watched all the Conjuring movies in order from the timeline. Still, the original 2 Conjurings are my favorites, and then this one is the best spin-off one. The first Annabelle movie is by far the worst spin-off movie, and I have still yet to see La La Lorne, but yeah, if you're a fan of the Conjuring movies, definitely check this one out if you haven't already. I really did enjoy this one, because I've been wanting a film to take place in the Warrens, artifact room for a while, ever since they introduced it in the first Conjuring movie. We do get a nice little artwork right there. I love this. And then I love the back with Ed and Lorraine right there. But really nice artwork, really nice movie. And then the last movie I picked up before we get into some pawn shop pickups is The Lion King on 4K, the new one, the 2019 version of The Lion King. I enjoyed this one. It is, visually stunning. It's, honestly, it's technologically a masterpiece. The way that they did this film is just unbelievable to me. CGI, this is like groundbreaking. This is like the best that CGI. This just proves how good CGI could be. So, a lot of people hated on this. Yeah, it's a beat for beat remake. Obviously, Jon Favreau can't take his own spin on it. So, yeah, Lion King to me is always going to be that one. Like, it originally in the animation for the 90s was like that groundbreaking animation that just proving that animation could be this good, and Lion King now got remade and it shows that CGI can be this good. And I feel like whatever the next big, digital whatever, art form comes, Lion King will get remade again and it will become that groundbreaking whatever, because it's just, that's the type of story it is, and that's the way that they can prove that this technology is superior and this is what the standard should be, and we did it. So, yeah, really nice film. I love the actors in it. I love the way some of the changes that they, not so much the changes, but like instead of I like the small little changes that they did, like the Hulu scene, the Honolulu scene that Timon and Pumbaa does in the original one. They do like a little bit from Beauty and the Beast that Lamar does before he sings Be Our Guest, which I thought was pretty fucking funny. And yeah, if you haven't seen this one, just go watch it just for the technological way. I know that the animals lose like the expression and emotions that they had with the animated ones, like drawn animation, but still really well done. Really, it's worth going to see, just watching just for that reason. So go check it out. But that's The Lion King here. Really nice fucking slipcover. I love this artwork. But yeah, Lion King here, 2019 version. So now let's get into these pawn shop ones that I picked up literally right before the end of the month. First, I have a DVD. This is the first ever horror film I ever watched, and that is Stay Alive. I haven't watched this movie since I was like in 8th grade. But yeah, 8th grade. So definitely looking forward to rewatching this one. I remember just enjoying it being fun, especially for your first horror film. It's a good one, especially if you play video games, which I do. So yeah, I wish they kind of had a Blu-ray for this, but they don't. So I paid $1 for all of these. But that's Stay Alive on DVD. Next, we have the 40-Year-Old Virgin on Blu-ray. Kind of surprised I found this one for $1. But I've seen this movie a bunch of times on normal TV, and I've seen it once on like Netflix, the original. I can't wait to watch the version of this film. Yeah, that's the 40-year-old version on Blu-ray. Next, we have a movie called Management. I got this one from Big Lots for like $3. Recently watched this one for the first time. I love Steve Zahn. I love Jennifer Aniston. Woody Harrelson's in it, and a couple of other comedians that I really enjoyed. This movie's alright. It's really cheesy. It's awkward comedy at its finest, to be honest. It's just a cheesy rom-com. If you enjoy that type of thing, you'll probably enjoy this one like I did. Like I said, it's alright. It's nothing special. It's nothing unique, but it's alright. But that's Management here on Blu-ray. Next, we have a movie that stars Jason Segel, and it's from the producers of Bridesmaid. The producer is from Judd Apatow, who produces it. Has an all-star comedian cast, and that's The 5-Year Engagement. This movie was alright. I swear I've seen it once before I watched it again after picking it up. But I can't honestly remember. I definitely remember the opening, but that's probably about it. This movie, to me, was a little long. It told a really good story. It was funny at times. It's actually a decent movie. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's right there, borderline. Like, it's a good film. That's really all I can say about it. If you like Jason Segel, if you like Emily Blunt, Chris Pratt, Kevin Hart, Mindy Kaling, and a handful of other fucking comedians, you'll probably really enjoy this one. But yeah, and I only watched the theatrical cut, so I'm really curious to see what the unrated cut is and see if it's any better. But that's The 5-Year Engagement on Blu-ray. Next, I picked up a classic, and of course, this did just get put out on 4K, but you know, for $1 on Blu-ray, I couldn't pass it up. I'll try to get the 4K of it on Black Friday, and that is Stand By Me, the 25th anniversary. I'm not really going to talk about this one just because I feel like everyone's seen it, but that's Stand By Me on Blu-ray. And last, but certainly not least, or at least I don't know if it's least, and that is the movie The Right with Anthony Hopkins. I love Anthony Hopkins. The cover looked really interesting. The premise of it looks really interesting. Overall, for $1, I had to pick it up. But yeah, that's The Right. Let me know if it's any good. And that does it for my collection update for the months of September and October. Decent amount. Probably not as much as I would have normally picked up if I was still working and not at school and had more money. But definitely going to pick up all the ones that I've missed out on so far on Black Friday, hopefully. And of course, there's still a lot more movies coming out in this month and next month. So, you know, there's a lot to come. Alright, well, that does it for my collection update for the months of October and September and October. Comment down below, let me know what you guys picked up. Did you pick up any of the same movies? Did I pick up any movies that you didn't like The Lion King, or like John Wick or Aladdin? Let me know all that down in the comments. Do you think I wasted any of my money? Did you pick up different editions of them? Let me know all that down in the comments. Also, let me know what you guys are most excited to pick up on Black Friday, because that's coming up. And yeah, guys, just let's talk about films down in the comments. In the description, I'll have links to all my social media accounts, like I always do. You can click on over there for updates on me and the channel and my school life and shit I'm working on. I also went to Universal Horror Nights and was, posting stuff on social media about it. I dressed up as Captain Spaulding for Halloween. I have pictures of that on Instagram. Just a lot of stuff like that, fun stuff over there. You can go follow me over there, and you can message me on Instagram if you'd like to talk and get to know me a little bit more personally. But yeah, guys, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, because it really does help me out. Also share it with all your friends, family, everyone that you know, and even people that you don't know. And hit that subscribe button for more awesome content like this, and the little bell icon to be notified when I upload. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me so hard.